Hey YouTubers, what's going on? ECU's Finest, hosted by Mike. What's popping, everybody? Everybody, what's popping? I just recently had shoulder surgery done over a weekend, about a little over a week ago. I'm still in tons of pain. Um, I have I don't take the medication they gave me. They gave me oxycodone and so much other medication. I was taking it for the first couple of days for the pain, but I have since endured the pain because I noticed the color of my urine, and I was getting hot sweats and hallucinating in my sleep. I wasn't sleeping well. I was waking up to cold sweats. And I noticed what they do is, especially for anybody out there in the military who know how all that stuff works. Same thing with the people incarcerated. You know, they always test. They test military personnel because you sign your freedom and you sign your soul and everything away when you sign up. You're nothing but, the only difference between only difference is state issue green versus federal issue green. You're all nothing but a number, and we're all expendable. So they test everything because you give all your rights away, whether you voluntarily or involuntarily commit a crime, and or if you voluntarily join the armed forces for a greater good. Look what they do now. I mean, this government is so twisted, and people are so patriotic and they love their land, they love their country, but they use that against you to go and join, and they brainwash you to go into the military, and they throw you away like you're nothing, especially once your time is up or your time is going to be up. I mean, it's just so ridiculous. So to the point where they turn around and, oh man, this got stuck. Okay, there we go. So, they turn around and they do all this jibber jabber, right? And you have, there should not be any commercials for anybody who needs to, beg for money, because that's what they're doing, begging for money. Same thing what people do with this Patreon account and all this other jibber jabber. They're begging for money for people to donate to the wounded warriors and all that other stuff. That stuff shouldn't even have that. It's so disgraceful that stuff shouldn't have to even be up here. But that just goes to show just how much this country, how much a piece of crap the people that run this country are. That they have people out there who fight for them and fight for all these different things, and they turn around and they get blown up and blown away because of presidents who are greedy for oil, who just send people that they care less about overseas to a land that people have their kids be playing with bombs and stuff, while you sit around playing video games and G.I. Joe and Transformers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. These motherfuckers are running around in dirt ditches, milking camels, drinking camel milk, and drinking, water out of cactus and God knows what, and playing with bombs and stuff. Like, how can you expect? You cannot defeat a devoured religious person that you consider fanatics on their turf. That's like somebody coming into your house and trying to hide from you when you know every crevice of your house. You know what I'm saying? And then you have a home court advantage. So it doesn't make sense. Then people say, "Oh, they're monsters." You gotta ask yourself, who are more the monsters? People. It doesn't matter if somebody give you orders. What makes you better than the other person? Because this other person, at the end of the day, that other person is on a land. So technically, it doesn't matter what you represent, red, white, and blue, or whatever. Yes, it's coming from me. This may shock a lot of people, but when you think about it, you're the real terrorist when you take an oath that over here, but then you go overseas and you're trying to implement laws and stuff that has nothing to do with these people. So if they come over here and try to do something, they're terrorists. But when we go over to these lands, just because they're bombing each other and doing this and that, they're like, they're animals, they're this and that. That's no different than the pilgrims and the white man coming over here calling Indian people savages. When your kings are savages, and you got people in England all the way up to the 19th century that used to urinate and throw their feces on a damn street because they didn't have plumbing. So, it's all semantics. Like, people need to wake the freak up and see shit for what it is, man. And the reason I'm bringing all this up is because it has a lot to do with what I'm about to say. And of course, this might be a long video, and I'm on some Mike's on 007 type shit right now. I'm tired of a lot of black folks running around, saying shit like, oh, well, Donald Trump is prejudiced, he's racist. You know what's so fucking funny? When this man was not running, he's not a politician. When he wasn't running from presidency, all these rappers and everybody that's sitting here being hypocritical and two-faced, when this is amazing how when they were going to Vegas and they were going to do this and do that, this man used to give people complimentary hotel rooms. A lot of stuff he used to do in Taj Mahal and all these other places for rappers and everybody. Just because his fucking parents were this and they were into that doesn't mean he was. Whether he is or not. Whatever he has against people, if he don't like whites, or if he don't like blacks or Mexicans or whatever, at the end of the day, that still does not affect your fucking bottom line of him running the country as a president. Because Obama was in office for fucking 8 years, and the only thing he did was throwing a law to help homosexuals do things that's supposed to be sacred between a man and woman, not man and man and woman and woman. I don't give a fuck how people feel about it. I don't condone that. I think that's disgusting. I think it's nasty. That's my fucking opinion. I have a right to it. And it's amazing how this country and everywhere else put gay rights ahead of fucking human rights. So it's okay for a cop to shoot and kill a fucking unarmed black man, and then people say shit like, oh, well, why did he resist? Oh, why did he run? Why did he this? Well, yeah, he was unarmed, but he was confrontational. But you let a homosexual man get fucking beat up or punched by a cop. Oh, it's a whole different story now. Same thing with a female. A female run around acting like she a man and she up in somebody's face because a man, because even if a man comments or looks at her woman or her wife or her girlfriend in a different way, now you want to act like you got a set of testicles. So now they want to spit and act up in men's face. Then when the man knocked them the fuck down or out, now it's saying, oh, why you got to put your hands on a female? Like all this shit, it just makes me laugh how hypocritically two-faced the fucking world is becoming. Now, I know when Mike Tyson was going through the shit he was going through, I knew even back then he ain't raped that fucking bitch. I ain't gonna mention her name. You know what I'm saying? I knew way back when he didn't do that shit. And everybody else know Mike Tyson, but because of the way the media portrayed him and the way and the shit he was going through with that piece of shit Don King and so much other shit, the man psychologically got fucked over. He went off. He left Gastamato's he left his camp, and he got involved into all these blood sucking pieces of shits, including Don King. And the only person I felt that really I give a lot of respect to, that put Don King in this place and knew he was a fucking piece of shit snake for what he was Muhammad Ali. Everybody else basically like stayed on his bandwagon and sucked him off. You know what I'm saying? Including Mike Tyson, because at the end of the day, Mike Tyson had to learn the hard way. And even though he fucking put his hands on Don King, which I give him thumbs up for that, he still, he still suffered the repercussions of it. You know what I'm saying? Now, during that shit, Donald Trump was trying to help the man out. Now, y'all sit here, and I know a lot of people that worked in a lot of different golf courses all around, like in Long Island and some parts of Queens. Regular areas of Forest Hills, Queens. They didn't like hiring minorities and black folks. Now, the fucking funny thing about Caucasian America is when black people were slaves, they lived in your house. They lived in your they lived on your property. We lived on your fucking property. Y'all gave us any and every fucking job in the world. You didn't have no cops and nobody saying, hey, boy, where you going from? Or what you doing around here? Or no racist shit like that. Because when the cops said that, they looking for fucking problems. Because at the end of the day, last time I checked, we're fucking all from Earth, and this is Earth. And I've said that before. Where I say, well, what do you mean? What I'm doing around here? It's fucking Earth, right? And I'm an Earth creature just like you. Oh, you're being a tough guy or smart ass. No, I'm just being a motherfucker to know my rights. Like, I'm not committing a crime just because you a racist asshole. And I told the cops like that because I want you to know, yeah, I'm gonna be confrontational like you, and I'm already ready to get physical with you. And I'm not saying that I'm putting this shit on YouTube. Just like I kind in a way I kind of gave that kid a thumbs up back in the summertime when he walked up on those two cops in California and shot in the window. I can understand why people do what the fuck they do. Even this Christmas bombing, I can understand why people do the shit they do. This country is fucked up. This country does a lot of sick, sadistic shit, and a lot more people are waking the fuck up. You know, back in the day, everybody looked at Timothy McVeigh like he was a fucking animal. He was this and that. Oh, well, you know, you got to take in consideration, Mike. That's kind of fucked up that you say that. There was a daycare in there. Let me explain something to you. You put a daycare in the middle of the projects or in the middle of a drug-infested area where you know there's a lot of drug shit around, and the cops decide to raid that place, they can lock you up for child endangerment. And if a child gets killed, they can actually try to fucking charge you for that child's murder because you put a child in an unsafe environment. But for the feds, it's a whole different fucking ball game. We can put a child, you're putting a child it's like putting a child in the middle of a fucking, hey, we're gonna have a daycare in a correctional facility. That makes no fucking sense. Something can always pop off. You're putting these children in danger. Oh, because it's a federal building, that means something? You know, this country sends soldiers overseas all day long, and a lot of innocent children and fucking women get killed all day long. But everybody think America is so fucking great, and they get brainwashed. A lot of soldiers may or may not like this, but remember one thing, I was one of y'all motherfuckers too. So don't sit here and act like, you know, saying like the sun only shine over here in this country. Because this country have way more dark, hypocritical secrets than any other. At least a lot of fucking countries are straight up with their fucking dictatorship and their third world country fucked up regime and the way they do things. This country does this shit still to this day discreetly, and then they wonder why people run around shooting up people and they losing their fucking mind because, you know, like they conspiracy theorists and they're like, oh my god, you know, with this 5G and this, that, and the third and da squeak beep bop bop this and that. It, you know, it's dismissive and is egotistically fucked up that you consider people to be conspiracy theorists, and a lot of people out there go ahead and say, oh, these motherfuckers are out their mind. No, you're out of your mind, because for you to sit back and think this country is so peachy, and it's like people that are conspiracy theorists are free-thinking, smart individuals that see shit for what it is. Because I'm a smart, intellectual fucking person. You can call me a conspiracy theorist or whatever the fuck you want. I see this country for what it is. I know how fucked up this country is and how it runs, how it drags you down, how it drags you through the system, how it does this and that, and then you people want this fucking piece of shit, old piece of ugly Maxwell from fucking Greatest American Hero looking ass faggot biting, you know what I'm saying, his bitch ass coming in with his fucking half Alzheimer's ass and that fucking Camilla Harris, what the whore name is, and y'all run around and y'all thinking that's the best thing for this country. A man that, you know what I'm saying, that raised his son. His son's a fucking snake because he's a snake. His son grew up being a fucking a vacuum cleaner, you know what I'm saying, for fucking cartels. What's to stop this nigga from fucking making deals with drug cartels to feed his habit? Let me tell you something I learned and I know a long time ago. A fucking alcoholic is always going to be an alcoholic. A crackhead is going to always be a crackhead. A whore and a hoe is always going to be a fucking whore and a hoe. A dope fiend is going to always be a fucking dope fiend. That itch is always going to be there and it's never going to go away. That's why they have that fucking saying, you can never turn a hoe into a housewife. And that is the God's honest truth. A pimp and a thief, a liar is always going to be a pimp, a thief, and a fucking liar. Those tendencies never go away. This guy, father's not even in office yet, and he already taking money from motherfuckers, but the media and them always placate the shit down. They always down placate shit for these people because they're coming in. But from day one, Trump was hated because the man was hated because he's not part of their group. He's not part of their fucking fraternity. You understand? Why you think, let me tell you something. Even if Obama did 1.5% of the shit George Bush Jr. did, he would have been impeached or killed off. This motherfucker went in against NATO and United Nations and said there's mass weapons of destruction when there wasn't. Yeah, they did finally catch Osama bin Laden. Saddam Hussein, but they did all that shit the wrong way. And he went against the rules of engagement and everything. Then on top of that, when he left office, there was no fucking charges ever filed against him. Hell, they didn't even try to impeach this motherfucker. And this little munchkin ass fucking Texan gangster should have been brought up on mad fucking charges, but he didn't because of his daddy, because his family. his grandpappy Jebediah Bush was was one of the founding members of the Fed. His father was head of the CIA when they lynched. When they lynched, killed, and mutilated a lot of blacks during the riots in California. People were getting molded by dogs. Firefighters were hosing. I mean, you know how hard and how much pressure that fire. I mean, come on, it puts out fire. So imagine how much pressure. And then this thing has a computerized stabilizer that goes through a fire truck that gives you a certain amount of pressure to help fight off the fire and help drown the fire. Because let's face it, why you think oil, think about it. Oil makes fire burn more. And that's a liquid. So it doesn't have the stuff in it to actually suffocate. H2O is what suffocates the fire because fire needs air to breathe like humans. Why you think we drown? We drown because we breathe, oxygen. Just like fucking the fire breathes oxygen. Yo, I'm a very intellectual person. I may misspell shit, or I don't add commas and everything or my punctuality is not that great, but you guys know what I'm saying. I've always been a very intellectual person, man. I could break all this shit down for y'all, man. I'm just, you can call me a conspiracy theorist, a loony goo, a nut, whatever the hell you want. Only difference is I'm a free thinker and I'm a free man because I see shit for what it is, man. Now, getting back to this whole thing with Trump. Now, going back to Forest Hills and a lot of these other country clubs, and I've been to a couple places where I had to sell stuff to people, where I sold stuff from flea markets, including golf clubs, to certain people, and they act like I was a fucking, like they saw me rape two little white girls and broke into the fucking manager's goddamn house like a week ago. And I'm like, yo, you in the middle. And I told one dude, I said, yo, why you acting like an asshole? Excuse me? I said, why you acting like a fucking cracker ass asshole? That's exactly what I told him. I said, you in the middle of fucking Forest Hills. This ain't Jamaica Estates or somewhere. Like, y'all went off on him. So the guy who brought stuff from me at the Brooklyn flea market wanted me to bring stuff that Monday. And I did bring stuff that he wanted, and he's a high-end member. And the guy was like, it was very uncomfortable. And I put people in their fucking place. I don't give a fuck if you black, Asian, whatever. If you disrespect me and I'm pissed off, I'm going to call you every damn racist name in the book. Even if you're black, all from the islands. Yo, you come at me, I'm going to come at you. I don't give a fuck what color you are. I'm racist toward everybody equally. I hate everybody equally, and I love and respect everybody equally, which means you show me the respect that I deserve, I'm going to give it to you. If not, I want to put you there till I can put my hands on you, man. That's just how I am, man. I'm a fighter. I fight. You know what I'm saying? And I got no problem going to jail for breaking somebody the fuck up. That's just me. I'm the type of person that I'll sit up in jail and go in front of a judge and be like, yep, yeah, I did it, and be an asshole about it. Why? Because, some people deserve what the fuck they get. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, moving all that shit out the way, what did Trump do? Trump opened up a lot of golf. He opened a lot of golf clubs and stuff like that for everybody. A lot of kids around the Bronx and neighboring neighborhoods who schools did decide to take children to golf, in the spring and summer, as field trips to these golf courses. It's ironic. A racist, sick bastard won't do nothing like that. He didn't need to do that. He didn't need to do it for taxes or whatever. He did it for whatever reasons he did it. He hired a whole bunch of minorities and everybody. He just happens to be right when he speaks on certain things. And a lot of people get mad because he speaks on the truth. The reason why I'm hated up here on YouTube is because I spit and speak the truth. The truth hurts, and people don't like motherfuckers that speak the truth. They rather have a whole bunch of ass-kissing, sniveling, little, little hypocritical people. And that's what people like. I'm not like that. I'm not going to kiss your ass. Even at the flea market when I sell at the Meadowlands. A lot of people don't even say hi to me or don't even talk to me. Then the ones that do come up, I see them, I walk around, I see them, they look me right in my face 3 or 4 times. Then when I put something on the table that they like, they come over, hey, what's up, man? So I don't say shit. I look at them or I look away. Be like, oh, hey, what's up, Mike? What's up, bro? Yo, you good? You ain't hear me? I said I heard you. But you could have said that shit like 3 or 4 hours ago when I saw you. You look me right in my face. Now because I got something on the table, you want, oh man, I wish Isaiah was in here right now. He'll tell you, yo, I put people in their place. I don't like friendly extorters. I don't like ass kissers. I don't like people that think they can get over me. I'm a Brooklyn nigga. I'm a New York Brooklyn nigga. And one thing about us from Brooklyn, we don't like bullshit. We all have a fucking New York 5-borough attitude. And we just say shit for what it is, man. And I'm a kind of person that I can deal with constructive criticism and I can give it. A lot of people don't mind. A lot of people can ditch out, but they can't take in. I can ditch out and take in. Because at the end of the day, your opinion is your opinion, like my opinion is my opinion. And that's why I have a lot of things with Trump in common. Sometimes I come out my face and I say dumb shit, but the anger, and sometimes when you say dumb shit and you're angry, you say the truth and you say the right shit, you just don't say it the right way. And Trump being in office for 4 years didn't affect me for the better or worse. But I can tell you, Obama being in office affected me for the worse, not for the better. And a lot of other people that I know, and I'm not going to go into those details and say why. You know what I'm saying? But he did. You know, he didn't support troops and military personnel and shit like that. And you know, this guy come in and he tried to help out, and now everybody want to kiss his ass again. Now they finally now everybody's coming around and noticing all this shit. I mean, I don't like Giuliani. I never did. I always thought I know he's a racist and he's an asshole, but he did clean up New York and he made New York safe for my fucking children, including my daughter, being that she's 22 years old. And you can call me what the fuck y'all want to call me. You know, I'm a man who didn't grow up with a father. I'm a man that grew up in the ghetto. I grew up around houses and I grew up in New York City housing. But guess what? I got a 20-year-old son that never been in trouble with the law. I got a 20-year-old son who got his own 5.0 fucking 2014 beautiful Mustang. I'm a fucking father who got a 12-year-old, very smart, intellectual, beautiful son. I got a wife who has a great fucking job. She got a great career. And we've been together for over 24 years now. I'm also a man that has a 22-year-old daughter that just finished college from Morgan State University on December 18th. She graduated. She's moving to Georgia next month with a job ready to go. And it's coming from a hood nigga. So at the end of the day, it's all about each and every intellectual person, and is what you feed, what you get out of shit, and what you feed. I'm a very strong intellectual black man who teach my kids, and I tell my kids the truth. I don't sugarcoat shit with my kids. I speak to my kids, I tell them the truth. From a early on, I told my kids, ain't no Santa Claus. And I remember one lady was looking at me like I was crazy, some white lady. She said, why would you tell them that? I said, excuse me? And she said, that's not a good thing to say. That's wrong. I said, listen, miss, I said, you know, you guys got superheroes, you guys got movies, you got every toy shelf you look at, you got Caucasians and everything all over the fucking place. You know what I'm saying? Y'all even think Jesus is white. And she was like, excuse me? I said, listen, bitch. I said just like that, listen, bitch. And some people was looking at me like, oh my God, I went off on her. I went the fuck off on her. And I said, you know what? If you mind, you know what I'm saying? This is why a lot of y'all motherfuckers get hurt and fucked up in the street. Your mind business that ain't yours. And I said, you know what? You can believe what the fuck you want. Me and my wife bust our ass. I gotta worry about walking outside not getting killed by a fucking cop or some white person who want to call the police and shit on people just because they don't like the way I look or whatever, or they want to hold their purses because I look too ignorant or too niggerish for them. And I got bust my ass and my wife bust our ass to go through all this shit just for me to sit down and give some funky ass fat white dude fucking credit one time a year so my kids can say thank you. Said, oh hell no. I tell them right off the bat, me up, fuck that. Ain't no white man running up in no ghetto in no fucking apartment building or in no what's it called giving y'all gifts. Me and your mom hard work gave y'all that shit. Even Isaiah know that. You know, people can say what the fuck they want. I mean, at the end of the day, it's my fucking opinion. And you know what? People hate the truth, and the truth is what it is. This is why I don't have thousands of people up here, because I don't kiss ass. I don't have a lot of people. I don't have a lot of people or the support and shit I'm supposed to have. But it's all good though. You know, teach one, each one, right? Or is it each one, teach one, or whatever the hell you call it? Excuse me a second. Yeah, sorry about that. So like I was saying, you know, it's just a lot of this shit gets me so upset. So when I hear people, you know, and the only thing black people can say is, oh, he's racist. This fucking piece of shit Pelosi been after this man before his hand got shook to get inaugurated. Now, The media and everybody been placating and trying to get after this motherfucker from day one because he's not a politician, which means he's not part of their group, their clan. He happens to be a spoiled rich, big old orange baby. And everybody's saying, oh, he's racist, he's racist. And I hate when I hear even my favorite comedians say that because I'm like, yo, like, what are you basing this on? Because he's speaking the truth about certain shit. But y'all all happy to have Biden come in. This is a man that used the N-word like crazy. This is a man that fucking, under Bill Clinton, who signed the bill that he created. He ain't no fucking different. Bill Clinton was never no different, man. I never really cared for Clinton and his wife like that neither, because one, they were a whole bunch of crackers that came from fucking Arkansas. You know what I'm saying? Little Rock, Arkansas. So me being an older G and having family from the South, I know how that goes. They just know how to play the game. Oh, he's a cool white boy. No, he's a snake. Him and his wife. This is the same woman that when her daughter Chelsea gave birth in a Harlem hospital, she told the administrator and everybody that she didn't want any black people touch any basically, and we all know the mass majority of nurses and stuff in these hospitals are Caribbeans. She didn't really want none of them touching her grandbaby. So like people need to, what I'm saying, the media helps you idiots out there be sheep, not being fucking free thinking individuals. I sat up here and I heard a lot of shit, and I hate to say it, but there's some things that Trump said that he talks out his ass, just like I do. And there's a lot of shit he said that's dead on spot, straight up, like I do. And now all of a sudden everybody's like trying to turn a corner a little bit now because everybody was trying to give y'all motherfuckers $600. This nigga is like, nah, man, you can't give American people that. That's crazy. Since he got in office, he was trying to help America. I don't give a fuck if he's racist. I don't care what he is. Every fucking president before him has a lot of racism in him. JFK, come on, man. Why you think the movie Mississippi Burning? Look at that. This motherfucker did not want... it was so much shit he did not want to touch, but he did it because he had to do it. So don't sit... Everybody sitting here, oh, Jimmy Carter, all of them. All of them. Why did they call it the White House? Why you think all these white... Come on, man. Like, they're all like that. But y'all all hate this man because... Being that he wasn't part of, he wasn't the media's favorite. The media hated him because he called it exactly what it is, fake news. And they are propaganda-leading pieces of shit who run fake news and pull fast ones over you fucking idiots out there. And he called it exactly what he called it. Y'all could call me what the fuck. I don't care if people call me Uncle Tom. You's an ignorant nigga. No, I'm a smart nigga who sometimes say ignorant shit. But sometimes you need to hear the ignorant truth. Because at the end of the day, for years I've been up here telling y'all all this shit. I've been telling y'all motherfuckers we ain't alone in the galaxy. Even when I used to be on Lou's Immortalizing Stone, a lot of people up there didn't like me. Some of them happen to be my same skin color. But you know what it is? They jigaboo ass niggas, man. Nobody want to hear the truth, and they want to be like everybody else and a whole bunch of grown ass men in their pajamas, drinking and trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like grown ass niggas sitting there all day talking about some fucking toys. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, I just couldn't deal with that shit. That's why every now and again I just do my videos on all types of different topics. Whatever's on my mind, I'm just gonna start doing it. Because at the end of the day, it is what the fuck it is. Having statues and hot toys and shit ain't gonna help you if somebody come breaking through your fucking door. What are you gonna tell them? Hey, listen, I'm with you. No, they're gonna kill your ass. They might even rape your fucking children and your wife in front of you. What are you gonna do? Offer them a hot toy or a sideshow statue? Or a X-Sim studio? Get the fuck out of here, man. People need to learn how to survive. I try to help motherfuckers. I even told you guys in old videos what you need to survive, if you need to escape, if you need to do this, what you need to have, if you can't have legal firearms, yo, niggas ain't want to hear that shit. If it was about drama, hot toy, or, well, let me put it this way. If it was about drama, 1/6 scale and quarter scale shit, I got mad views. If it was about survival shit, it'll be like all my videos now, 12 or 13 views or this, that, and the third, because a lot of people out there are dumb. Biden is a piece of shit. His vice whore is a piece of shit. His son is a fucking piece of shit. They're all pieces of shit. Yeah, Trump may be a big piece of shit too, but you know what? He's the one big piece of shit that been straight. He's the only motherfucker that ever came out and said exactly what he was gonna fucking do when even before he got inaugurated, what he was gonna do, and he did exactly what he said he was gonna do. There was a lot of controversy from the minute he got in the White House until now. They trying to push him out because he's that motherfucker from New York that's a straight real nigga that talks some real nigga shit, and people just don't like him because he's not trying to play ball, and they can't get rid of him the way they want to get rid of him because at the end of the day he's got this, and they know he's not fucking what's it called when you could just have him suicide off in a fucking cell. People need to wake the fuck up and smell shit for what it is. Now all of a sudden everybody want to saying, oh well, he's doing this and that. Why? Because now all of a sudden y'all all getting an extra 1,400 instead of 600 now. Like, come on, man. This man, like, you got all these motherfuckers. China, you see the shit China doing right now? Then y'all all running around like, yo, every government, even this government, even Trump, yeah, they all have something to do with fucking coronavirus, K-19 and Corona 68 and 69 or Takashi 619 virus and all this other shit and Hill Street Blues virus and the Bruce Lee COVID and all this other shit and all these other new strands they coming out with. Like right now, there was a nurse that was, and the reason why it was televised because they didn't want to seem hypocritical. So, she's sitting there talking. This is a nurse. I think she was like a head of her department or something. It was live on TV. They gave her a shot right there. She started like her speech and everything was kind of weird, and you could see she's trying to talk. She got lightheaded. She said, "Whoa, I'm feeling dizzy." And what happened? She passed the fuck out right there. That wasn't planned. Somebody gonna either try to say, "Oh no, they did that on purpose," or they're gonna try to say she was pregnant. They're gonna come. Believe me, they're gonna say she was pregnant. She didn't eat. They're gonna say all types. They're gonna say all types of other shit except what was the real deal. She got weak and got like that because of the medication. They're basically rushing this shit, and all the stuff they giving politicians and shit is like top of the shelf shit. Like, if you're looking at real Tylenol, like you ever notice you go to the hospital now and they say, hey, I'm gonna give you ibuprofen or Tylenol. They don't, or Bayer. They don't give you the name brand. You look at the pill, it don't say, remember how back in the day when, you bought a real Tylenol brand aspirin and it was like $20 for like fucking 14 pills? You paying almost $80 for one pill in the emergency room. And it don't say Tylenol or Bayer on it or ibuprofen. It's just a fucking pill that has some of the same stuff in it. But they give you no frill shit. Now this stuff is not even on the level of being no frills because it's still in test phase. Now another thing that y'all need to sit back and think about. How many of y'all ever went to like Kentucky Fried Chicken or a restaurant or something like that, or you went to takeout, and even the doctor's offices, everybody got on a mask. They tell you got to wear a mask covering your nose and your mouth. Some of these places you go in, you look at some of the receptionists and other people, they'll have a mask covering everything but their nose. Why you got everybody else wearing masks covering their whole face? Basically, you're breathing in your own carbon monoxide. Some people get weak and lightheaded, depending on, and it all depends on how tight and how your body reacts to breathing heavy, or if you're asthmatic, or if you have health issues. Because again, you're breathing in your own carbon monoxide. Because let's face it, we breathe out poison. We're not meant to breathe out and breathe in the same shit we breathe out from our bodies. It's not like urine. Like, people may think I'm crazy, but sometimes depending on your illness, you do realize if you drink your own urine, or if you use your own urine on a certain wound, you can actually get rid of infection. Because think about it, your immune system builds up immunity, and it throws out toxins through your feces and through your urine. And your urine is more stronger because it's going through your urethra. So when it's going through that, you got liquids. So liquids breaks down a lot of the toxins and stuff in your body, while your feces gets rid of all the other waste, like all the how can I say, like most of the bad blood and the fats from the food, like the stuff that your body just have to consume because you're breaking it down. You're eating solids. Like, when I say solid, I don't mean like solid like lettuce. I mean like solid foods. So it breaks down. So that's just all waste, but it's a different kind of waste in your urine. That's why they say if people drink it, I mean, I wouldn't, but that's why they say if you drink or use your urine for certain things, it may smell funny and have a nasty taste to it. It tastes like it tastes like it tastes like it smells. But at the end of the day, it has a lot of antioxidants and stuff in it. Unlike your feces, you understand? But anyway, just getting back on it, man. It's just crazy. So they're sitting here and testing all this crazy shit on people, and it's like, oh well, they're forcing people. They're forcing frontline people and everybody else to take this stuff. And they're using the media, fake news, aka propaganda bastards, to shoot you up with shit so they can try to get people on their side to say, hey, it's all about helping us. It's not about helping you. Now, getting back to what I was saying now. You go back to the doctors and you go to a medical office or anywhere you go, they always say you gotta stay 6 feet. Like if you go to a reception, like you go to a hospital or certain doctor's offices, or in my situation, chiropractic office, they got their reception desk, a long desk. Then they have some chairs right in front of the desk where they don't expect you to. Some people have chairs and a table, so and then it says do not lean over, and things like that. Now I don't know. I don't believe in magic, so I don't understand how 6 feet, a chair, and or a table have some kind of fucking mythical, magical powers to where it stops Corona or COVID-19, whatever the fuck they call it now, or want to call it. You go to certain restaurants, Kentucky Fried Chicken, they have tables where they don't want you to come up a certain distance. Then they got these plastic sheets, but then at the same time, they're still taking your money by hand. And they're giving you money back. I remember I was in Columbus Flea Market a little over a month and a half ago. I think she's Vietnamese. They sell corn. I go to get corn for Isaiah. This dingbat has a mask on. She has no gloves on her hands. No, she has gloves on her hands. And she's using a pair of tongs to take your money, put it in the basket. She go put it in the truck, brings the change back out the basket, gives it back to you in the tongs. I told her, I said, Miss, what's the purpose of that? If everybody's walking around with masks, you got a mask on, you got gloves on, and you taking people's contaminated money, putting it in a piece of plastic, and then you giving them back money on the same tongs when the tongs you're using stays in a basket. So when I was breaking it down in front of people were clapping and laughing, and she got mad. So I guess the guy she worked for, her husband, heavyset white guy, comes out, and he's like, dude, were you trying to be funny? I said, I'm not trying to be shit. I'm just telling the straight up truth. It makes what she's doing, that process is holding up the fucking line, and it makes no sense. You're trying to make it seem like you're doing something and you're smart, when in reality what you're doing is stupid. And I said, as a matter of fact, I threw the corn on the table and said, give my fucking money back. And he gave me no money back, and I walked the fuck away because, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like, it doesn't make no fucking sense. They you gotta wear a mask, and they doing all this dumb shit, all this dumb guideline shit. But at the same time, the rules don't apply to them, but it applies to you. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, another thing, how many of you people out there seen commercials where they're advertising cleaning products now? You see a lot more cleaning product commercials now than you have ever seen. Because let's face it, 2020 has been a real shitty year. Now, explain to me how it took them all this time to now come up with all these so-called virus shots and shit. But you guys have no way of finding out how you can really stop this so-called virus and or safely give it to people or regular people to give them this shot. So let me hold on to that for a second. Now here in the US, it's going to be the greatest country in the world, but Canada gives you guys free education. Canada gives free healthcare and everything, but we're a better country than Canada, or this will be the best country in the world, but everything they do is free. But you guys are okay with giving out all of a sudden this year you guys want to give out free shots. I'm a thinker. Doesn't make sense to me. Now you look at these commercials, going back now. it says all this stuff, like Lysol or Pledge or whatever, and oh yeah, and it kills and you know real quick right before the idiot right before the infomercial or commercial finishes, kills it kills coronavirus. So you have cleaning products that you guys test to where you can kill the virus off of like surfaces and stuff, but you guys still haven't found a way to safely get rid of a virus where you guys are shooting shit into people intravenously. Like I don't get that. Why? Because I'm a free thinker. I'm so intellectual. I'm so intellectual, and I read in between the lines. I see shit don't make sense. I'm a very smart. I have a fucking doctorate in common sense, and a lot of shit ain't common sense. And it's like for some reason a lot of people are just so patriotic and they're so entitled and privileged that everybody just think, oh, that's not gonna happen to me, or oh no, they won't do that, or no. Why? Because your life means that much to them. Just because your life means that much to you, don't think for a fucking second. Don't get it twisted that you think you're that or your children are that fucking important because your skin color or how much money you make or what neighborhood you live in or what you live in and what you drive. That don't mean a motherfucking thing to this government. It may mean something to your local law and your neighbors and yourself, but it don't mean nothing to the people that's sitting here and they trying to depopulate. Trust me, it don't mean a motherfucking thing to them. People need to wake the fuck up. Like this guy who did the bombing. I commend him. I'm like, it's fucked up. Y'all may not like it, but you know what? I kind of stand for people who do things to let this country know that one man can make a difference. And sometimes, even if the bully didn't bully you today and you hit the fucking bully in the head with a bat and if his brains split out, don't make you a bad person. It just make you a person that's aware and sick of the fucking bully shit. And since nobody else did nothing about the bully, you went ahead and did something about it. But because you initiated it from that fucking moment, you're the aggressor. Same instance. You get into a fist fight like Jersey, New York. They don't have a self-defense law, so everybody goes to jail. But if somebody's sitting there and they rob you and there's witnesses, by the time the cops get there, you get the better of the person and you break the person's arm or you open the person's ass. You're the aggressor now. Now it's up to the DA to sit there and drop the charges against you because that's how fucked up our society has become. All because, I hate to say it, all because a lot of Jews bitch, moan, and complain. Why you think there's a game rating? When I was growing up, there was no fucking game rating on games. See that T? A lot of Jewish kids run around doing dumb shit and stuff, and the fucking parents, like most of them do, they want to know they want to know everything there is to know, and they want to bitch, moan, and complain, and that's why all this shit is the way it is, because of them. A lot of y'all may not like that too, who happen to be Jewish, but hey, I call a spade a spade. It is what the fuck it is. The reason why a lot of racism and why we don't have shit in this country because niggas still into that Willie Lynch shit. Blacks think, a lot of us, we want to have shit our way. We expect things to, hey, I should get shit for free or this, that, and the third. And the reason why everybody loved Obama was because of the color of his skin. But at the same time, when he got in for the second term, motherfuckers knew from the gate, I can't stand that ignorant nigga. But at the same time, they didn't want to fucking say it because, I'll be an Uncle Tom. No. Following behind the wrong crowd makes you a fucking Uncle Tom. Why? Because you're doing exactly what you're not supposed to be doing. Your job as a human being is to be you. And the problem is a lot of people out there don't know how to be them. I'm always going to be me. I still do these videos. I get less. I'm one of the original pioneers up here on YouTube in the 1/6 scale community and quarter scale. But the reason why I don't get the love and the reason why I don't get stuff from Big Bad Toy Store and all these other companies is because they don't like the truth. They rather have sniveling, ass-kissing sheep motherfuckers who sit there and even if the toy is garbage, they'll talk about it like it's great or it's okay just so they can keep getting free shit. If I want something, I go out there and get it. I don't need no fucking Patreon or Patreon account, whatever you call it. And a lot of people out there, yo, man, if you guys ever want to send me something, and I'm like, yo, that's some real crackhead, little bullshit ass child, little mama's boy bullshit. You don't need, what I'm saying? If people want to send you shit, fine, but Like a lot of y'all motherfuckers, like I look at a lot of these videos and I get so disgusted and nauseous because I look at a lot of shit and I'm like, yo, people are fucking pathetic. They're basically discreetly begging for shit. And then idiots are discreetly giving them shit. Oh yeah, I like his videos. He's cool. Okay, I'm gonna send him this. I'm gonna send her that. And no, because everybody else is doing it. So hey, if I do this, they're gonna get a shout out. I'm like, yo, if you're gonna do something, do it because you're gonna do it because it's the right thing to do. Don't do it because everybody else is doing it. And you wanna be, that's a problem. People wanna be part of the flock. I'm an alpha male and I'm a black timber wolf. Who you know what I'm saying? Which means I stand out from the regular wolves. I'm bigger, I'm darker, and I might be a bigger target than everybody else, but I'm the one you got to worry about. At the end of the day, I'm still gonna eat, I'm still gonna get what I need to get, and I'm gonna get the respect I'm gonna get, whether I gotta take it or not. And that's the difference between me and everybody else. I'm just so sick and tired of looking at videos of all this crazy shit. You know, and then people say shit like, oh man, that's fucked up. Da. This country, it's like every other country, breeds domestic terrorism. Like that guy, I already forgot his name. The guy who did the Christmas bombing. And it's not like I command him because people got killed. I command the fact that motherfuckers sometimes feel that they got their back so close, they got their back so far up on the wall that when they try to get off the wall, they get sucked back on it. And then the imprint from the bricks get all up in their back and it stays there because of how fucked up society is. This country, more and more, and especially after those towers hit 9/11, 4 months after the towers came down, this country became more of a dictatorship. Then after that, it became more of a third world country. And it's never been the same. It's never been on the rise ever since then. It's been down. It's been leveled, and it's been plummeting ever since. This country's been in a bad deficit. It was bad before Obama had it. He made it worse, and he just knew how to play the fucking system and had a whole bunch of ass kissers like him because he's an attractive, nice-looking black brother he has a lot of charisma. Now we got the heavy-set orange guy coming in, talking out his ass. And people don't like it. You know what? This is a man he's a New Yorker who's been in power. Just like everybody, he's in a cutthroat world. And he's just like, yo, blah, 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 blah. You don't like it? And that's like every other New Yorker. And because he happened to be a white man speaking real nigga shit and not giving a fuck, real so-called niggas are hating him because he's speaking some real nigga shit. And that makes me laugh because I'm like, yo, like, hello? You guys are finally getting somebody in here who really gives a fuck about this country. And he's trying to turn shit around, but because Pelosi and everybody else going after him, and they only going after him, and the reason why the media is going after him, because the real politicians and everybody, listen, he's not part of their group. He's not a politician. He don't give a fuck about none of that stuff. This is a motherfucker that was made and had money before he came in office. He's going to be the same motherfucker, whether he does 1 term or 2 terms, that's still going to have the same amount of money and more when he leave office. So he could be like, yo, fuck USA, fuck all y'all constituents, fuck everybody out there. Fuck you. I try to do right by y'all. Y'all gonna have to suffer, and you know what? The rules that apply to you don't apply to me, because guess what? If he still doesn't get in, and the Biden gets in, Biden ain't gonna touch him, because that's just all part of the fucking game. Y'all need to wake up, man. See shit for what it is. Like this, I'm gonna tell you like I tell everybody. Ever since Kobe Bryant's fucking helicopter hit that side of the mountain and he died, from the minute it was announced, a week and a half later, all hell broke loose. It's like the fucking, it was terrible. Ever since Kobe's death, everything went downhill. We've lost more famous people and more humans on this earth in 2020 than we lost in about 5 or 7 years combined, man. And I'm talking about from all types of fucking shit. From illegal chokes to people getting shot in the back. And everybody's like, oh, when this guy's in office, look at all the killings. Motherfucker, look at Eric Gardner. You know, Eric Gardner didn't die when Trump was in office. Look how many other people that were killed. But it wasn't broadcast like that because they didn't give a shit and because Obama is a politician. A lot more shit's been shown and seen now because this guy who isn't a politician, who happens to be a businessman, who talks real shit, but he don't know how to deliver his speech, and he don't have charisma. He's just a straight blunt blah 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 blah. And y'all motherfuckers hate him for it, but at the same time, y'all hating him, but it's the same nigga that y'all hate that's now giving y'all $1,400 more than what your own government that you guys are sucking their assholes was trying to give y'all. Same man that's trying to bring jobs back. When Obama was in office, look how Detroit was a fucking. I've been there. Detroit, you had to drive around with a gun. Like, they had no cops on the fucking street, prostitutes running around. Detroit was fucked up. Like, Detroit was really fucked up. Now all of a sudden, they putting car plants back. They're trying to bring more jobs back here. Everybody was getting so much money from China that all they gave a fuck about was them. They didn't think about, oh, well, what about everybody else in the future? Well, fuck, I don't care about these motherfucking people. Fuck them. They ain't nobody. They home. They know like half of them are homeless. A quarter of them is homeless. Another fucking quarter of them, like they're gonna be all right. And if they not, fuck them. Then the other ones are on public assistance. Fuck them. And then the other ones are retirees. So fuck them too. So we all fit in that. You know what I'm saying? In that 25% projectile. And either way, they don't give a fuck about that percentage because they don't consider everybody that fucked up the economy and did all these deals don't give a fuck about that 100% because they're not in that 100% category. Why? Because it doesn't apply to them. For instance, look at this piece of shit, Governor Cuomo in New York. This motherfucker is sitting here trying to be a dictator. Him and de Blasio, the mayor of New York. But at the same time, look how many fucking politicians. Look at that other doctor, that doctor that used to, the white bitch that got the irritating voice. They used to come up. They used to come on with Dr. Fauci when they first found out about this pandemic shit that they knew about almost 7 months before before they broadcasted it in public and publicized it. You know, she made it like everybody else. She made excuses. Like they all do. They do the same thing cops do. How many times you see cops do fucked up wrong shit and they sit back and rationalize why they did what they did? Nobody can say, you know what, I'm wrong, blah, blah, blah. They got to rationalize on why they did what they did. And that's what these crooked politicians do. This bitch rationalized, oh, well, they're my family. Well, even though my daughter came over with her husband, but, but it's still my family. They don't live with me. But they're part of my family. That makes no fucking sense. Then everybody's making excuses and rationalizing for the bitch. Same thing with Governor Cuomo. This motherfucker sit around trying to lock people up, getting cops to do this, that, and the third because of this shit. And this motherfucker is seen. Somebody was like, yo, look at this nigga. So they took a picture of him and it got posted. I bet you he wished it wasn't posted. So this fucking dictating motherfucker gonna sit there and tell y'all what y'all can and cannot do, and he calling the tea kettle black. Like, how you gonna turn around and tell people that you can't do this and you got social distance, and he run around in a fucking room with over 300 or 400 motherfucking people in it, in a picture. Like, this just goes to show how hypocritical the fucking people. People in this country need to start fucking going after these politicians and going after the government and everything. Like, niggas need to start taking to the streets like the motherfuckers did to that motherfucker in Egypt. Like, you whoop his ass to the hanging, man. People need to start, people need to start doing that. One man can make a difference, and people need to start realizing you can fight against your government. I ain't no fucking terrorist. I ain't no this and I ain't no that. All I'm telling y'all motherfuckers is, it's real shit out here, and I ain't taking none of that shit. And if a motherfucker come to my house and tell me, you take the shot, you let me go in the doctor's office and they say, oh, well, while you were asleep or something, we gave you the shot. I'm going to jail. And I mean that. I'm fucking somebody up. I don't care if she's a pregnant older woman. I'm whooping your ass. I'm beating you like you was in my house trying to rape my wife or my daughter. And I mean that shit. I'm beating your ass until I'm beating you to the white meat. On some other shit. Cause there ain't nobody gonna force me or make me take no motherfucking no fucking shot. Nobody gonna make me do that. I already gotta walk around wearing a fucking stupid mask just to get into stores and shit. And I do that just cause I don't want there to be no confrontation. And it's like, it's easier just to walk in there, get what I gotta get and leave than to turn around and fucking deal with a confrontation. But ain't nobody gonna make me take no, I ain't taking none of that shit. I don't like the government. I don't trust the government. I never did, and I never will. I always know there's a hidden agenda behind everything they do. I know this is a fucking corrupt, fucked up, a discreet dictatorship country. Let alone it's a fucking third world country. Y'all may not think so, but it is so. You guys got cops killing people left and right on fucking now on television. There's proof on video, and all they doing is firing the cops. But at the same time, there's still no repercussions. But then when a male runs up on a parked police car and shoots motherfuckers and shoots cops in front seats, that's disgraceful. Ask yourself, what's more disgraceful? Somebody who's fucking fed up with what these cops are doing, like Michael Xavier Johnson from shooting and killing 4 cops in Texas, or cops who take an oath to protect you run around killing unarmed people, and mostly unarmed black people because they're taught that in the academy. And then you got black cops that take up for the white cops when in reality, if a white cop gets thrown under the bus, that black motherfucker will sit there and kiss ass and put their career on the line for them, but the fucking white cop won't do the same thing for them. So you ask yourself, what's more disgraceful? Some of y'all may not like what I'm saying, but you know what? The truth hurts, and that's the fucking truth. You can give me as much thumbs downs as you want, but at the end of the day, it is what the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, don't hate the fucking player, hate the game. Because at the end of the day, I'm a motherfucker that's still sitting there on the same one-up life, trying to still sit there and battle the boss and beat the game. And the only way you can beat the game on this earth is to sit there and pray that you die a legitimate, I can't say healthy, but a legitimate, I guess you would call it, natural death. You know what I'm saying? Like something just has something to do with nature, not being killed or mauled down or hit by a car. Nothing that has something to do with an object or you being murdered or killed by anything other than something that has something to do with your body. You understand? Slower you can beat the game, man. And if you're lucky, you can really beat the game with a perfect. If you live long enough to see grandkids and die an old man or old woman in your deathbed. That's beating the game. Because at the end of the day, nobody can beat death. But you can beat life. Other than that, that's all I got to say, man. Peace.